definitely I'm going to make you admin. There are still some
This
people
meeting
joining.
is being recorded.
There are still some people joining, so you're going to handle that. And if there are some questions or some issues people have, you can always raise your hand and Dr. Chu will see that. So let me just make you host. Okay. Let me just make you host. I see some people are still coming up. Okay. Dr. Chu, make host. Okay. Yeah, you're now the host, Dr. Chu. So I think we'll just go straight away and welcome everyone. Okay, somebody's asking where are you guys from? Yes, Talash. We're from all over the world. So we are going to briefly present ourselves. For me, I'm from Cameroon. Dr. Chu is in the US right now. Yeah, so we are going to do that. So generally, I'm here. I'll just go through the presentation. We are going to exchange a lot. And then at the end, we are going to have some discussions. So you can leave your questions like comments here, or you can raise your hand. And if I don't see it, Dr. Chu is going to signal me or so, and then we are going to try to answer your query. But then it's always good to follow through so that we can have a whole time to discuss and exchange our ideas. So because the whole objective of it is, as you see on the panel, most of us have been through freelancing career like for some time, and we know the pain. So we decided to come up with this webinar because we realized that it's not easy for beginners to start. So at times you want to get your first client, it's usually the most difficult thing, because as soon as you get your clients and 1 or 2 or 3 with good reviews, you can fly from there. So we have people who have had permanent jobs after being on sites like freelancer sites like this. So we are here to help you out so that we can exchange ideas, share the little we know. We are not the highest earners on online platform, but at least we knew that when we got the first few contracts, things got a bit better. So we want you to get the same. That's why we are all here. So first things first, we'll go straight away, is that we'll talk about the agenda, the preliminaries. We need to understand what this is all about. And then we also need to identify the kind of jobs that you need to bid for, because you need to know there are some jobs that are good, there are some that are not good, some are like danger, they have danger signs. So I'll try my best in between to go to a website like Upwork, which is one of the main platforms that I am on, and most of us, and then show you a few things there as we present. And then at the end, we can really have a big discussion with some of the freelancers who have already made it on Upwork here. So the next thing is how to write a successful bid, because you need to know how to write a good bid. A good bid is what will attract the customer to respond to you. Some sites, when the customer responds to you, you already automatically get some points, whether you reply to whether you get the job or not. Is somebody's mic on that is supposed to be off? Let me see, Dr. Chu. Yeah. So when you get the jobs, you need to write something interesting so that the customer can get back to you, and with that you'll be able to get even few points, and then from there you can get the task. If they never reply to you, then you never get the job. And then we also look at some key success factors to remember as we go along. So, and then at the end we'll have a whole session for questions and answers. So let's just dive straight on. So the first thing is I'll just present myself. For some of you who don't know me, I'm Cyril Bandolo. There's a lot of things there on my name: analyst, data scientist. Don't worry about that. It's just I've been working for some years now. So I'm also recently nominated as the AWS Machine Learning Hero, the first ever in Sub-Saharan Africa. So it's also just due to the passion and sharing like this. And then I'm the owner of the YouTube channel Data Science with Cyril. You can always check that out if you somebody wants to learn data science, because that's where my focus is: data science, machine learning, data analytics, things like that. And then for all the years, started with Excel, then had to move on Python, R, SQL, Power BI, all the analytics tools, and up to machine learning. And I'm also the founder of this platform, Analytics CFD, which we are using, Analytics Center for Data. So we are offering this free training just to give out our own share, give out to you guys. So on the panel also you have Dr. Chu. So He's also a friend of mine. We work together. So he has a PhD in electrical engineering, specialized in machine learning. And then he has more than 5 years experience as data scientist. He has worked for companies like Ford Motors, NASA. He's also a tutor at the university and also a consultancy we are working with. So here you must have seen Chiche is here. He's an example of these freelancers who have been successful. At the end, you ask a lot of questions from them and they will share with you. There are 2 of them here. Chiche is one. He's a network engineer with more than 5 years experience, an AWS community builder, and then the founder of the Bloomy host, and also DevOps and cybersecurity. And then you have Fon Januel. He's a student. So just to show you that you must not have been out of school before you start doing your freelancer duties. You can be anywhere, anytime you want. He's not stopping him from studying. He's also a successful freelancer. I think he's even recruited, just through freelancing and all these kind of things. So we also have, he's also a mobile app developer. He works with a lot with Python, and web scraping is what he's also working on, and also a tech enthusiast. So all of us, we are all growing, and we are here to share with you. We are in our exchanges. We also learn from you, and you learn from us. And at the end of the day, we hope to all grow in each of our objectives or our career paths. So I'll just you talk more with them at the end after the presentation. So I'll just go briefly. I just had to put something down so that we have a bit of structure, and so that we can go briefly and see how it looks like. So generally, a freelancer, we just need to be clear about it. It's not like a full-time job when you know, okay, you're working for a company which is you have benefits, health benefits, retirement, all those. It's not the same thing. It is kind of different because you're an independent contractor and you're hired either by an individual or a company to provide a service. So it's either a service that is paid per hour. You have your hourly rate, and maybe the service will take 10 hours, maybe even months. I mean, a month in that every day you do 6 hours, every day you do 6 hours, every day you do 6 hours. So it can be per hour, or it can be as per project. So maybe the project is built at this amount, and that is how much you just evaluate it and you say, we don't care how long. Okay, we'll just say you might do it in 1 week's time, but this is the amount. You put in 24 hours of labor or 2 hours of labor. At the end of the day, this is the final product. And it's easy for you to work remote, because a freelancer, remember, it must not only be online website. You can be a freelancer and offline. I mean, just around your neighborhood, they know you. People know you to build websites. People know you, your store by you. You just go to them and propose, man, you have this, your snack or so. You don't have websites. I think I can build a website for you. Look at this, my templates. So you're still a freelancer because you're not like fully employed by them, but you are having a project. So I'm going to build this template or this website for you. And he says, how much does it cost? Okay, per project. You say, okay, maybe this amount, and then you build it for him. So you're still a freelancer. All in all, you are not tied to a company. So you can still do this while you're working, while you're full-time working, your off hours. You can still do your freelancing on the weekend, in the evening. So it can really be a second source of revenue for you. So that's why we decided to share together with you guys here. So these are some of the sites. There are so many, but we just had to pick a few. So Upwork is there. Personally, I like it. I think most of us have used Upwork for 1 or 2 reasons: the functionality, the service, how they organize themselves. But then there are so many. Freelancer.com is another one. Fiverr, mostly if you have this, if you are doing design work, images, videos, they are really, Fiverr is really, really good. People per hour, you see, it's another one. Then for the French-speaking community, 5 euros. So if you're not used to writing your bits in English and you want a community that will understand your French, then 5 euros is the best for you. You have people there who are French-speaking. So you also have TopTal. Maybe somebody should mute the mic, Dr. Chu. Yeah, you also have TopTal, which is this is really interesting about TopTal. I think only, I don't know, maybe I missed the figure, somebody will correct me, but it should be less than 5% of the applications are accepted. So there you are the top talent, and big companies like Microsoft, all these companies come to them and say, who is available, because we have a crisis in our company right now, and we can't post a job offer right now, interview right now, and get somebody right now. Then they just pick one of you and give you the job. So you don't even look for jobs at that level. TopTal is like really, really top-notch and freelancer site. They filter, and you even have a mentor working with you one-to-one. even though Upwork is doing those kind of services, they contact you, you pass a test, they make you to go through all those procedures, and then at the end of the day, they even check your LinkedIn, check your Facebook, check everything. Then you have a mentor, then they give you work. You just sit at home, they give you work. But all these come with extra deep skills. Your skills should be deep in whatever you're doing. Whatever you say you're doing, they're going to test you on it, and they're going to make sure you really know how you're doing it. So then they'll just give you you're like certified. Then anytime a customer comes to them directly, they get to you directly. So there are lots of opportunities. It's just to start and move on. So the first thing is that you have to be able to determine a few skills you can offer. When people were subscribing to this webinar, I saw a lot of skills. Some people were, you really need to be clear about the skills you can offer, because I'll just imagine that Upwork is a place where it's not like they are only advanced skills, but then somebody wants to put a job there because he's tried to do it and it's not easy for him to do it, or he doesn't have time to do it. So you need to be good at what you do so that the person can be able to be satisfied and rate you positively, which is something we are going to see about how to grow. So one of the things you need to do is to check if your skill is in demand. So you need to check if your skill is in demand. So at the end, we are going to go through Upwork. I'll open it up. We'll see just some things that can be done there, so that you can be able to yourself see practically how it works, because that's the site that we are all used to. So let's just try to take down these points. So you look at the profile of those who are like you, and then you try to inspire you so that you can be able to write an attractive profile, because the profile is like what makes people know what you can offer. You say, I'm a web developer, I've done this, or I'm an AWS cloud, or I'm a serverless engineer, or whatever you put there, you are able to clearly show that this is what you can do. And then maybe you're currently working for a company or not, and then you've currently done a few projects or not. So you need to put at least a few projects. It must not be real projects that is like for a company that you're working with. You can just take some things and do, because you need to show something. It's like somebody will not give you something, a job, because you need to prove that you can do it, as we'll see also down there. So that's why we need like 2 sample projects, and then you need to complete your profile. So let's move on then. The next thing is that you need to identify the jobs to bid. You do not just have to bid for any kind of job. So some people do that. And for example, Upwork has this thing now that you have to pay for bid. It's not like it's expensive, but just that each time you bid, you lose something. If before people just used to bid any job, if it is web development, they'll bid. Networking, they'll bid. If it's accounting, they'll bid. Excel, they'll bid. So it was really disturbing. So they made in such a way that it costs you something to bid. Not all platforms are like that. So, but then don't just do like that. You burn out soon. And try to filter out the expat jobs. I'll show you what I mean also when we go on the platform, because there are some jobs that are expat. When you just come in the beginning, those jobs at times can be tricky. So don't look at them. Go for the beginner and the intermediate, because you want to start something that you'll be able to over deliver. And then you try to avoid hourly jobs, because right now you're still new. You don't really know how many hours it will take you to build maybe a website for this client, or to complete a machine learning model, or to set up I don't know, his serverless system or whatever infrastructure. So it's not good to go that route in the beginning, because the guy might be thinking this thing should take 2 hours. Then you end up taking 7 hours, and maybe you don't even complete it. So it is better to try to go for the jobs that pay you a fixed amount and small amounts, because somebody can risk on you, like a beginner with no experience, on $100 job, on a $50 job, on a $200 job. Everybody cannot risk on you on a $5,000 job. It's too risky. They will always look for people who have already done something before. And then you need to avoid customers with bad ratings. So when they on those sites, they rate customers just as customers rate you. So you have customers who other people who have worked with them are rating them badly because they change their requirements every second. They don't even communicate. You send them something, they don't even reply. Then they come back after 2 days and then they say you didn't do the job. So you need to read what other people are saying about the customer, so that you don't go into a customer and then you get bad rating. Because overall, in the beginning, you need to make sure you don't focus on getting too much money, but on getting good rating, which we'll see down again. So avoid job descriptions that are vague, because if it's not clear in the customer's head, then you'll not even be clear in how you're going to do it, and he will never be satisfied. So you need to be focused on making sure you have somebody which is clear about, okay, I want to do this, build this website, and I want to host it on maybe, I don't know, WordPress, or I want to do it with CSS and this, and it's of this kind of products, or what you already know. This guy is clear about what he wants. Somebody just comes and write one line, I want to build a website, full stop. It's confusing. There are so many ways of doing that. So that's just how you should be avoid this kind of vague kind of things. And then also read about the offer many times before you apply, because some people just apply like general, they have templates. I'll tell you something. For example, on Upwork, they have a machine learning system which checks whether you are typing the application or not. If you copied and pasted it, they'll rate you poorly. So the customer will not even see your application easily. Like when they knew you were typing this, they are able to estimate as you're typing, it is adding your points. So the more you type it real time before sending, then your application will appear in front. It will be on top, because they always prioritize applications in terms of the top. So if you're not in the first page, you'll be in the second page. A customer will hardly scroll to the second page. In the first page, you always find good people that he wants. You hardly go to the second page. So you want to improve your chances of being ahead of the customer on the first page. So sometimes you have to just type with your hand, even if it's something that you're reading from somewhere and typing. You have to do that so that you get the ratings. You don't know that you cannot just be copying and pasting samples like that and templates like that. It will not work out. So also try to solve the customer's problem. Somebody might be talking about, I need this, I need a website, I need CSS again, and this. Then you come there and then you're talking maybe about Node.js or JavaScript or some other thing. Try to listen. Try to listen, because that's just what the person wants to be solved. That's just his problem. So if you're not listening, then you never get a reply, and you always lose your energy. And maybe if you're spending to buy the connects, like what you used to bid, you lose that. And then also keep it simple, short, and concise. We advise that your proposal should not be long. It should really be 200 words. I mean, it should not be long, because nobody wants to read something long. Go straight to the point. And one of the major things that you have to do when you write, you have to make the customer see that, okay, yes, you can do it, this job. You have done it before, and this is one sample or two samples that I'm sharing with you. And then you are willing to do the job. So I'm interested to work with you. Please, can I have more details? Can you share the link to the web? Can I take a look at it, or things like that? And then also just read your application through and check how many times you use I compared to the number of times you use you. So I did this. I am from Harvard. I have this PhD. I studied at the university this. I completed these studies. I know it should be more about you. This is what I see you want. In your project, we are going to use this CSS or this or that. Then what we are going to do, I propose that your project should be hosted here, or this. So your project, you. If you talk about I, nobody cares. There are so many people, so many profiles on those freelancer sites. And if they start talking about I, it'll be more than the 200 words. So you need to check, are you using more I's than U's? And then you should be able to adjust that. So we are going to talk briefly about the key to success, which is, if you have to take home something, apart from building a good profile, which is something that you must do, if not, you'll not be visible, even on Facebook, on LinkedIn, everywhere. We always want you to build your profile. There are steps there. They always tell you, add your picture now, add your work experience now, add this now, add some projects you've done now. They will always ask you. Apart from doing that, you need, number one is need to have the skills. Again, most of the time, somebody has a problem, he'll go on YouTube, he'll try to look for a solution, he will tell his cousin to look for the solution on YouTube. His cousin doesn't find it, then he brings it on Upwork. So it should be good that you should be slightly above that YouTube level, unless it's just somebody that can do the job but doesn't have time. Yes, you have jobs like that, but generally, to go higher and to be competitive, you need to be going deeper into your technology. Whatever you want you're offering, you should really be studying about it, so that when you even write the proposal to the person that this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to do for your project, the guy will just be like, yes, this guy he has just said everything, because you are like a consultant. So you need to tell him that even the way you think you want to do it, I see that there's also a better way. If you're okay with it, this is my proposal. It will even be faster or better than this way you wanted it. You say, wow, I like this guy, because you know better than him. He doesn't know. That's why he needs you. So you need to really be good at what you're doing. you should sharpen up your skills. You have to take up the course. You have to do whatever to train to be good at what you're doing. And then also you try to focus on getting the points, not the money. So try to satisfy somebody, especially your first customer. He will say, okay, maybe I did not like this design, change it, you change it. I mean, he says this one, you say, but please, can you just tell me again the things that you clearly want? Just list them so I change at once. He gives them, you change it again. The guy will be like, I've worked with this guy, he's marvelous, he communicates a lot, he's always available, give you a 5-star rating. And that is just what you need. You don't need anything else in the beginning more than 5-star rating, because when people want to give you a job, they will always check how do people recommend you? People who have worked with you before. Are they satisfied with your work? Yes or no? If they are not satisfied with your work, then they will not see any need also working with you. They'll be taking a risk. So you need to look for those 5 stars. And then you need to make sure that your application speaks what the client is saying. This is his problem. Read it and respond to the client. So there's also one other thing where in some sites like Upwork, you can go right down, check for the name of the client. There is surely somebody who has worked with him, and when he was giving the feedback, who call the client's name and say, working with maybe Ryan was a positive thing. Working with Rachel was a positive thing. Working with Zekem was a positive thing. So with all of that now, you just pick that name, then you say, hi, Rachel, hi, Zekem, I see you applying for this job. I see you have posted, you require somebody to build your website and you want the person to use CSS. So actually, I've done things like that. Here's a link of an example of a site I did with CSS, which is also related to the kind of topic you're talking about. So this is what I use. The project is relevant to you, your current project, because I use this. It was also a similar thing like you're requesting. And then if you have 5 minutes, can we jump on a call so that we can discuss more of what you require, so that I can be able to help you out, so that you're talking to the person. Or can you give me, maybe send me the link or a sample website so that I can be able to see really if it's what you really, if it's the same thing as what I offer to you. So you don't sound desperate, like give me job. I'm out of there. They have sacked me from my work. I'm so hungry. I'm looking for this. Nobody will give you a job like that. I receive requests like that at times. People come, please help me. No, show the person that you have the skills, and also you are able to use your experience to help him out. You are there to help him out. Not like it's like I beg. No, it's more of like, I've read it clearly and I see what you want. And I did something which is almost like this one. Here is a link to it. You can take a look at it when you have time. Look at it when you have a chance. And then also this thing I'm sending to you, I feel it is relevant to your request, because I also use this CSS, and which is what you're requesting for. I also hosted it in the cloud, which is exactly like this other project. I also hosted in the cloud. I also did this. So if you have a few minutes, 5 minutes, tell me when you're available, maybe today, tomorrow, just let me know so that we can discuss more on the details of your project. He'll reply to you. Even if you don't get the job, they'll reply to you, and then later they'll keep you in their database. They'll always get back to you. And that's one other thing. They always get back to you when you're already done 1 or 2 jobs to them. So there are many jobs that you don't even see. It's just privately given to people. So when you pass that stage of the first few customers. So for example, so I've had customers repeat job with me almost 5 times. So imagine that you have just 10 customers and they repeat with you 5 times. And they don't even they'll ask you, okay, so how much do you think we can pay for this now? So I say, last time it was just the beginning. So now this is the real price. Then he says, fine, all I want is a good job. And then you start talking. But before, you want to get the relationship. Think of it like you're building a relationship in the beginning so that you can grow with that later, and it can lead to other relationships. Even in his neighborhood, you might have a friend and you say, okay, I have somebody online who can do this job for you. Come and let's go, and I'll link you with the guy. Build relationships in the beginning. So your application should speak, and then you always share a sample project you've done. And then also one practical thing to do is to bid every single time. There are some jobs on Upwork that are just posted by even freelancers like us, just to see the market or to see what people are doing or to see what people are about. But it will never be a real job. It will never hire anybody. So you might just post to that one, then they never hire you, then you give up. So you might never know which one is true, which one is fake, which one the guy is just disturbing, or which one somebody is not really going to. Because another point too is the person posting on this website also post on freelancer.com, also post on Fiverr, also post on just goes and never comes back to Upwork to come. So he has found it. So if you apply to that job and you were never called, you'll be feeling bad. But then that is how all of us went through. And if you, these guys on the platform here, Chiche and Fon, will tell you what they had to go through. And we are just trying to take that learning and shorten it for you, because the key thing is that you should never, ever give up, because you would go through periods where you feel like you're not, you feel like you hate yourself, but it's just because the beginning is always so hard. It's a winner gets it all kind of thing. The more you have good ratings, the more they give jobs to you, the more they increase your hourly rate, the more they beg you to give more jobs to you, the more Upwork says, don't do anything, I'll even look for clients and give them to you. At the end of the day, the winner gets it all. So just know that the key is not to give up. Some of you are working permanent jobs and then you want to take this at the side, so you never give up. So let's just go and I'll open up Upwork here. I think I even have Upwork open here. So I'll just go briefly through one or two things. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Can you see my, yes, can you guys see my, yeah, the Upwork is open, right? Okay, so here, first of all, 100% completeness of profile. So your profile needs to be complete. You need to have filled everything so that you're seen. And then these are what we call connects. They are what we use to apply for jobs. So when each time a customer responds to you, you get 10 connects. So, and then at times the customer invites you to jobs. So when you, in the beginning, you'll be spending this, they'll give you, I think 30 or so every month, and you get finished. But soon, each time customers will be inviting you without you spending this, and then you even be getting more. So that's why I have these reserves. And because at times you have more. So I'll just show you, for example, here. So you have the jobs. So you have the talents. Let's go to the talents. So now you might say, okay, something like you're doing web development. Let's just type web, something like that. So if you're doing a web, that's your skill. So you want to see people who have already done, I think my internet is a bit slow for some reason. Yeah, you want to see people who have done that. So you see that there are people like this. So you see some people have earned $700,000 on Upwork and 100% job success score. So this guy is always delivering to satisfaction. So let's say we click on him, his profile, then you will see that this is what he says about himself. Yeah, top rated is because now he's top rated, but before then I specialized in this website over the past 12 years. So this is profile. He has recently been invited 57 times to jobs. They invite him. He doesn't bid again to jobs. They invite him. And then now this is total earnings, $700,000. He has worked 446 jobs and 9,900 hours. So this is hourly rate, 120. So this is his profile. So you feel something like this. And then now you show even like your work history. This is your work history that is coming up here. So you see that he has, he says book a consultation here. That's his project. So when you come down here, these are some sample projects that he's done. So you can look at this portfolio. You do something even without it being a client, just being you doing something at home. Then you have this something that you can share with. And then now this is this profile. So if you have this profile like that, you're able to communicate now to people when you bid to jobs. So this is his education, his ID has been verified, all that we said about making sure that you set up something that someone can refer to, because when you apply to a job, you see it's top rated. So talent is highly rated for work on large contracts. So he has worked on large contracts successfully. And look at, let's just look at the current jobs. Let me see, relevant, where are the open jobs, relevant jobs, all work. It used to be, okay, they have changed something here. So these are some jobs. This is what 70, he was working 515 hours on that job, 84 hours on the job, web development. So you see some of them, feedback has been given. This is what I'm talking about. Go for this. Excellent developer with an eye for detail and design. Super responsive. That means he responds, he's communicating well, very fast. So imagine he took 1 hour to do something that somebody takes 3 hours to do and couldn't be happier with the work. So just, you need just this in your first contract. This is what you need. Soon as you have this 1, 2, 3, the whole game changes for you. So that is why your focus should be on things like this. Andy is knowledgeable, skills, responsive. Yes, he reacts, easy to work with, friendly, not complicated. He met my timeline and had great suggestions. You're a consultant, suggest things they don't know. That's why you're there to help them, to make the workflow easy and best use of time and funds. So it even helps you economize your own money. So he's a friend. So I have been looking a long time for someone easy to work with. I've been looking a long time. So he will never leave this guy. He will never leave this guy. And this guy has the upper hand. He can determine his rate, what he wants here. Andy is that person. Thanks, Andy. We will work together again for sure. I said it. So now he'll be giving Andy the job privately. So he just imagine this first job, just your first job. You got this, and they gave you this 5-star. And then me, I want to recruit you. I read this, and then the guys, I say, going to work with you. I will work with you because there's somebody's proud to happy. Just this, you just need this comment, which meant, again, I'll repeat it. He's knowledgeable. Sharpen up your skills, guys. He responds in time. That means that when you write to him, he responds. He will not see your writing and just ignore it. He's there. He's there. Yes, I got it. Okay, maybe I'm sleeping now. It's night here. I'll check it tomorrow. He's responsive. He's easy to work with. He's easy. He's nice, easy going. He's not like, but that's not what you said in the beginning. We have to respect the terms. You are changing this. No, he's nice to say, I understand. Life happens. I'm going to correct it. He's easy to work with. He met my timeline. He knows this thing has to be done by Thursday, so he doesn't sleep. He makes sure that this thing is done before Thursday, and had great suggestions. He suggests. He's not just a dumb. He's there. He knows that you guys are partners. The more successful you are, the more successful he will be. So he says, no, I think this way we are doing it. Why don't you look at it this way? Or what do you think? This could be a better way. This one is best use of the funds. It's cheaper. This one takes less time to complete. Whose entrepreneur doesn't want something cheaper and faster? There's nobody that doesn't want something cheaper and faster. So I've been looking for a long time, which means he's been stressed out for long. And then now he's finally found somebody. So if we go more here, you can look at this, and then I'll go to this job. The job is private. This means that this job was never published. They gave it to him directly. They just wrote to him on they never published it openly. That means that they have been working with him since. They just wrote to him and said, man, are you available to do this job? How much? He says, yes, on the chat. Okay, how much should I put? Okay, I'm sending it to you on the chat. Then click it, just validate it. He validated it. So you never see what was written about the job. Like other jobs where I'll go and show you. It will show that, yeah, we need a web developer who can develop this, that. Let's go back there, and then let's go and look now for jobs. So here, if you look at jobs, now we are searching jobs, web developer, or yeah, same thing, web development.
Cyril, how much time do we have for the presentation? Go on. It looks like we're almost at the hour mark. I'm just curious.
Yes, you're right. Let me just wrap up. Now, you know, the issue was also we started late. Sorry about that. Let me just wrap up, and then we will start sharing our experiences. So this is a typical way of doing the job. We have this, we have one portal, and then we have this, we want to bid for that. So this is a typical way of writing, and then people come and bid for the jobs. So 10 to 15 people have bid for it, and then that's the details. So I think that if there are more details, you guys have our contacts, you can get in touch with us, so that we can, for those who are struggling, we can get in touch with us, and then we see how to work it out, so that we can also give a chance to our the freelancers to share, and then with questions also from the others. It's really a big topic. It's really a big thing to discuss. And let's just move on to our discussion about today. So we move straight to the next thing, which is any questions. And would also, any questions now, our freelancers are there, they'll answer for us, and then they can also share from their experience what they went through. So if you have any questions, you can either raise your hand, we would respond to you, or you can write on the chat, we'll respond to you. Our freelancers are here, and they will tell you what they've been through. So for now, Fon, can you just give briefly just a few how you started, just a brief so that people can know how, just a brief, and if it's in line with the same struggle also that Chiche had, just briefly while the questions are coming. So Fon, you can start. What's wrong with your camera? It's off.
So I have little issues here with the lighting.
Okay, go ahead. It's okay.
So
It's okay.
I'll just
Go ahead. Yeah, just go ahead.
Okay. I know like it's like very challenging at the beginning, truth be told. Like before you get started, like before you want to even get your very first client on Upwork, it's really, really difficult. It will take a lot of time. But if you take like the right measures, I think you can drop this time like very much. You can drop the time you take to get your first client. So like firstly, what I will need to advise is that before you even get into freelancing, like you already said, you need to have the skill, because you did mention that people either come there to meet people who are already more advanced in the skill, or maybe just to assist them when they don't have time. So first, you need to make sure you have the skill. Then the second thing I will also say is that you should take your time and read and understand what freelancing is about, and read and understand what the platform, how it works, because like you need to make sure you set up everything correctly. You set up your like, I can take myself for an example. Like I'm sure I joined the platform in like 2019 or so. By then I wasn't really, I can say I was not thinking, because I was still like lower seats. So I was just going online looking for ways to make money and stuff. So I just saw Upwork as one. So I uploaded a very funny picture as my profile picture. And it's only in around 2020, yes, just last year, when I was checking again how to make money online. Then I saw again Upwork. I discovered that I already had an account on Upwork. Then I checked my profile picture and I was like, what the like, is this what I had on my picture? So yeah, you need to take your time, read what people are saying, and like do what they are saying, what the experienced people have said. Like take professional picture for your profile picture, because like when you even apply for a job, you know, like your picture can give a whole lot of first impression. Like when the person just sees this picture, like it gives like an energy to the person. So yeah, you need to take those type of things into consideration. Your profile, maybe the skill, like you go for a specialized skill. Don't just, I remember I will write, I am this, I am that, I do this, I do that, I do that, like just combining everything. No, you need to look for something you are good at and create a specialized profile for it. Like you can have one something, or maybe one or two if you're too good, and you focus on that particularly. So back again, I would say go to Google, go to YouTube, watch videos from professionals, listen to their advices, what they have to say, and before you even start applying for jobs, or you just be wasting your time.
Okay, so after you started getting jobs, did it help you? Was it easier when you got the first few? How did it look like after you started getting the first few jobs?
Oh yeah, actually, so I got my first job when I there's this guy, Mr. Lionel, like I don't know, the people in Cameroon, you might know the Switch N app. Yeah, so he's the one who developed the app. He's the one running the team behind the app. So he told me that he gave me the same advice also that I'm giving, the one of researching. So I went online and I researched and I saw like things I'm supposed to do, applied for my job, got the first job. As like you said, I tried to focus on getting the 5 stars at the beginning, because I know that is really important. So I got like the first job, the second job. Then from there, like I sometimes I even get people inviting me for jobs actually. So I don't even get to, like the last job I worked on. The client invited me for the job. I just accepted it. And then like 1 week back again, the person came again to me that it's like this, we need to do this again. So I didn't even have to apply. So I think when you set up your profile, when you have the reviews, and then everything, it's like an exponential curve. So at the beginning, it's like really, it's like an exponential curve where the beginning is delayed. So it takes a lot of time to start up, but once you get up, things just start going the way you expected them to.
Okay. Thanks. Yeah, thanks a million for that really clear exposure. I mean, you've really explained lots of things. So Chiche, can you just add a few things? I know we are almost out of time, guys. Just add a few things, and then if there are any questions, yeah. Chiche, you have the floor.
Well, yeah, I've said most of the things for getting started. What I just want to add is I always like to give us perspective in when it comes to getting started with freelancing. It's a very difficult route. It's not an easy place to just go and play there. It's a very difficult route. And once you decide to go that route, the first thing that you need to do is you prepare your mindset. You are going to send many applications, even more than the way you send applications for jobs, and you are going to send more than that. But like you said, it's an exponential curve. Once you get your first job, that's the day you can say breakthrough has come. Once you get your first job, and you perform the job well, and then give your first 5-star review, yeah, that's the day things can start kicking in for you. Like for me, I got on the platform when I just started learning about cloud computing, and I was very interested in how I can leverage the skills I'm learning to make money, because I didn't want it to just be learning anymore. I wanted to be learning and also making money with what I'm learning. So I got on the platform. I went through a lot of videos on YouTube, how to create a profile, how to market myself, a lot of videos. So I did all that research. I created a profile. I think I applied for like 20 or more jobs before I actually got the first reply. And yeah, once I got the first reply, everything went where I was able to satisfy the client. And from there, things started kicking in, and I had other requests coming in, invites coming in. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks so much. Thanks. So we've been getting a few questions. Maybe some have not been reading the chat. So it's asking if there's non-tech. If I open up Upwork again, just that I closed it, there is translation. There is so much. There's so many lists, so many things. So there's so many.
Let me just add something to that.
Yeah.
When it comes to doing freelancing, I think it's open. It's very open to everyone. There are a lot of skills that you can perform, and inside each skill set, like let's take for example translation. Inside translation, you have different sub skill sets inside. And when you're going on a platform, you don't focus on translation. You focus on the sub skill set. You can be an English to French translator. You can be a translator just for websites. The more specific you get, the quicker you get jobs. So it's really open to everyone. Even if you're an accountant, you can be doing bookkeeping online. Special tools like QuickBooks. You can be doing bookkeeping. Even if you're a digital marketer, you can just specialize only to run Facebook ads for people. So it's a whole lot, but you need to look for your own specialization where you master most, so you can outweigh the competition that will come your way.
Yeah, thanks so much for that addition. So you just go on the platform and experiment. Just check. It's just that I was rushing. There's so many. There's everything there, and like Chiche said, which is a very good point. On a normal job, offline, our traditional job, they want you to learn SQL, Python, Power BI, this and that. But on Upwork, if you want to succeed, you might just say, I'm a Facebook translator, or I'm a English Facebook translator. The more specific you are, and the more those kind of jobs you've done, there will be, your rate will be like, they can't find people like this who can do just this specific task and have 5 stars for. Most people are just generalists. I can also do data entry. I can also translate it. I can try French and English. You go and take Google Translate and do it. They too can use Google Translate. But if you are a real English to French translator and you've done it, that's all you do, That's why you'll be very successful, because they come for specialist tasks. They don't want people who are just hungry and looking for money. So this, thanks for that. So let me just see, we got another point here.
Yeah, so Chinche was somebody was asking that
Chinche, you have a question?
Yes, that did you learn did you learn online or in the physical school?
You learn your cloud online or in a physical school? Yeah.
I learned it online with alongside with the community. I was part of a community with on cloud, where we're studying cloud computing together. So yeah.
Okay, good. So then we got a question here. I'm just starting my big data cloud. Let me pull my thing, I need to pull it to see. I'm just starting my big data cloud journey. I would like to work on projects and Upwork and other freelance platforms. How do I measure my readiness? Okay, generally you can just go there and look at jobs that are available there. Like you saw, I was searching, just go and type for big data or cloud jobs. You'll see that, and then from there you start seeing what they are requiring. We need somebody to maybe use I don't know, Apache, or to use, I don't know, SageMaker, or to use whatever you see there. You'll start seeing it, then you'll see some things are recurrent. It might also be what is hot right now. So you can just also go and try to get more skills on that. But on the website, you will see people come with their real problems, not problems of last year, but problems of now, and you see them, and it keeps changing. Okay, so just go there and you'll see. Try and get skills first. If not, you might be wasting connects for nothing. Yes, thanks, Steve, for that very great point, right? Get skills. If not, you're wasting connects, because as I say, connects are precious. We have, like, I don't know, a month, is it 30 or 60? If you waste them, you just apply to anything, you just apply to somebody and you don't mention clearly what you do for that person, you lose out on your connects, right? Then you will be yeah, it's trouble to get your skills. As he said, you are English French translator, get it right. You translate the first person's thing, or even the way you write, the person that I'm going to translate to you, the person reads just your writing. He says, no, this guy is going to really do a good job because of what you promised to do. Don't babble. You tell him clearly, this is what I'm going to do. This is it. This is it. He says, no, this guy, this person knows what he's talking about. I've not had somebody write to me like this for years. Okay, so are there any other questions? If you want, you can put up your hand and ask by mouth. Okay, somebody said, okay, you have something to talk about with translators. Yes, yeah. You can turn off your mic. Turn on your mic, Steve. Please share with us. We are here to share. Steve, you have the floor. Okay, Steve, you can turn on your mic and share about translators. Maybe you help, because we always think that. Dr. Chu, can you turn on his mic, Steve? Steve?
Yes, unmuted.
Okay, just do it for him. Just click on the mic.
Okay,
No
let
problem.
me see if I can.
Work.
1 second.
Both ways.
Steve, I don't know why they say.
Yeah. Both ways will work. Just click on his mic and unmute it for him, please.
Okay, go ahead. I just unblocked or unmuted your mic. You have to unmute it on your end, Mr. Steve.
Yeah, he's requesting you to unmute, Steve. You can unmute now. Okay. Any other problem? Any other points you can ask here?
Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So if it's not working, let me reclaim host. Reclaim the host.
Okay, no problem. Let me see. I'm not sure. I just asked to unmute his mic.
Yeah, he has to be now the one to unmute it. Okay. Okay. So let me just reclaim the host and then try from my end. Maybe you work.
Okay, go ahead. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I reclaim host. Then I try to ask him to unmute. Okay, Steve, try again, please. Okay. So can somebody else? Does somebody else have any feedback or remarks or comments or questions? Who has been successful on Upwork before that wants to share maybe how he started, or who has had the first contract and maybe wants to share? Sorry, Steve, I don't know what's really wrong. but for some reason your mic maybe was not well connected to your laptop system. You know, at times if it's not well initialized, you can maybe refresh the page and see if you authorize your mic to work on your system. You need to authorize it. Maybe who has gotten the first contract before and who has had success and wants to share or wants to say, okay, maybe you've been doing something wrongly and you think you're going to try something new this time around. You can just raise your hand and or who has been struggling and maybe from this thing has seen one or two things that maybe was not getting right. Like Fon said, in 2019, he created it, he put pictures, he did not know that it added something. Error message, the host is not allowing participants to unmute. Okay.
Yeah, I think the most important thing even is for us to get personalized questions from people, because like most of these things we have said, you can read them from Google and every other place, but we face individual issues that we'll need like mentors to assist us that at this position, I want to be at this position. How can I do to live from here to here? You will not necessarily see those type of questions from Google, but here you can easily ask us and we'll know what to say and how to let you live from where you are to where you want to be.
Okay, Zekem or Rachel, can you try to speak? Turn on your mic and let's confirm just to say hi. Hi, Rachel. Hi, Zekem. Just to check why the mic is.
My phone is okay. My mic is okay.
Okay, fine, thanks. So Steve, it may be something that you didn't like your authorize your mic to work in your machine. Refresh and see. Yes, Ayok, you want to speak or you want to write? You prefer to speak? Okay, I just wanted to share my experience with a company of translators I worked on. It was you acting as a third party between two people. Okay, so you were on Upwork translating what this person is saying. They write a mail, maybe, I don't know, in Chinese or so, and then maybe this other party. So you like collect the information and then you translate. Is that? Yeah, okay. So how was it? Okay, Ayok is attending to learn about freelance. Yes, that's what we are discussing here. How to start, and you have all our contacts. You can always, okay, Steve is come back to the room now. Let's try and see. You can always get back to us. You know, most of these things we can't say all in one day because there are lots of experiences over years. It takes time, but then you can ask your question. So Steve, can you try again?
Can you guys get me?
Perfectly. You have the floor.
Yeah, very, very well. Thank you.
I had to leave before coming back.
Yeah.
I am Steve by name. I for once I created an Upwork account. It was long ago. I'm sure it was 2018 or beginning 2019. Where I do not even actually know what was Upwork that way because I'm doing web development. But web development by then, when I started, it was very, very difficult for me. So I just abandoned it. Now, 7 months ago, I was on TikTok on my phone. Then I saw a man's video. The man was saying, if you are a youth and you are still jobless, follow this video. Then I saw what the man was doing. I remember that, oh, this is Upwork. I had an Upwork account. The guy was talking about transcription, which is actually what I was to do, like acting as a third party between two people, like two people discussing two different languages. Since I'm speaking both English and French, so I was acting like the translator. The client speak and the low English person will also speak. In fact, I was just like in between them. Then there's some few stuff that is required when you want to be a translator on Upwork. Mostly English proficiency test, please. That one is to take to consideration. It's something very important. In addition to that, there is also another certificate that you need to get, a certificate of confidentiality. Just that the links are, I might try to get the links and send to.
Yeah, send to me. I'll share to, yes, I'll share to, send to us. I'll share to the rest. I have all your contacts. We'll share to you guys. Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Sue. Then, okay, I will send it to you. Those links were like confidentiality tests that you're actually aware of not of not non-leakage of information, like during customer conversation and you, yes, the information should not leak, or you should not speak about it later and all those kind of stuff.
Non-disclosure agreement, yeah, something like that, yeah. NDA.
Yes. So that's just it. Take the English proficiency test into consideration, because that will also be one of the most great things that you will have to work on. And in case you don't have a job, you can go and try on Upwork now and type transcription. There are really great opportunities that are being offered there. The man I've worked with, I've worked for, I'm sure 2 months there. I was working at an hourly rate of $8. Yeah. Yes. It was $8. Though very small, but I was managing.
In the beginning. Yeah, Indians work at times for $5. You know, transcription. Anyway, yeah, I understand the beginning.
That was it, and the guy was only actually counting the hours when you are on phone call with the customer. So all the hours that are working off phone call, that one it concerns but you. It doesn't.
2,900 jobs for transcription.
It doesn't that way matter. There are so many jobs of that kind. So that's just it. But the most important thing, if you want to get on big skills like web development and other stuff, go and get first the skills, because those jobs are not actually that easy. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much. So I was saying here that it's good to take the fixed one, like this, less than, and then just take, don't go for the hourly one. Just leave this hourly one. Try to take this fixed one, and then also take the entry level, intermediate. Just take off these heavy ones, and then also don't go for jobs that are people have already bid too much. Too many people, you don't have a chance. So you should be ready. You should be by your phone every second when you really want to look for it. Be the first, so that the customer is still by the computer before he leaves the computer. You are still just there. So you see that these are, when you do like that, you reduce them. So you have jobs that post just 9 minutes ago, so you can just respond quickly 9 minutes ago, and then you have things like 11 minutes ago, quickly, so that you don't have 7-minute video transcriber. You just respond to this guy. He's just sitting by his computer. He has not yet shut down his machine, so he can just see and reply to you immediately. So those are some things that you need to do to be able to get that. So if I go back again to talents, while we are waiting for any question, I wanted to just show some of the skills that are there. So I'll just search, and then you would see here that there are so many. There's accounting and consulting. Then there's the subcategory bookkeeping, financial planning, management consulting. Okay, because I've gone into it, I have to go back out of it. There is okay, there is what category? Admin, customer service, data science, design and creative, engineering, IT, legal, even legal, sales and marketing, translation, web writing. So please don't say that there's no skill here for you. There is. So just go there and check. Okay. So somebody said here, let's look at the down here. Payment verified should also be taken into consideration. Yes, that's a good point. Steve, I don't want to focus on that too, because as a beginner, there are some projects I've worked with where the payment was not verified. Like the person is also new, so he's new to Upwork, so he's also able. I mean, in the beginning, the big guys also are not easy to get. So yeah, it's also, I know, confronted to some scammers with this transcription task. So when you start working like somebody like you need to avoid payment verified. But the beginner, you might just try because I've done that in the beginning. But when you start being a pro, you need to be selective.
Oh, Shay Gildas has a question. You raise his hand.
Yes. Okay. Yes, please. You have the floor. Shay Gildas. So let's just wrap up quickly, and then I think by in 5 minutes we can go. Go ahead, please. Okay. Let me ask to unmute. Yeah. So you can unmute. You can talk now. Shay Gildas, are you there? I think his network is disturbing. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Or maybe put up his hand by error.
One other thing I'd like to add is that you mentioned the fact about the time when you apply. So I can say 60% of the users on Upwork are mostly from the US, and they usually post a lot of jobs. Guys from the US post a lot of jobs on Upwork. And so our time zone doesn't really work well with that. So we really want to get those jobs early enough. It means you have to get and to apply for those jobs, because the quickest way, I think the quickest way for beginners to get in front of the experienced guys is to apply for a job when you have at least 0 to 5 applications, because that way it's quicker for the person to see that you have applied for a job, rather than waiting when you have close to 20 or 50 applicants then you're applying for. So for the beginners, it's best to, well, not even for beginners, everyone, I just think when you're looking for the jobs, depending on your time zone, you can always adjust your time zone so you can get in front of your competition somehow.
Yeah, try to apply when it's less competition quickly, because let me tell you, like on Upwork, when there's a first page, so when you apply right now, you are on the first page. But if somebody like Chiche or Fon applies that same job, Upwork will put their profile in front of you, even if they apply the next day. So your profile will go down. That's something people don't know. I repeat, somebody posts a job right now, you apply like a beginner, your post will be up. You'll be the first applicant. But if a pro, like these guys who have $300 or whatever that I've earned, if 10 of them come and apply, all 10 of them will be ahead of you. So the first page will be filled with them. And the customer will not go to the next page, go to next to look for you. Why? Who are you? The customer will never click next here. You just, if you are not in this first page of applicants, he will choose from here. So be fast as a beginner, so that before these people want to wake up from sleep or want to come and apply, he has already started talking with you and you've convinced him. If not, you wait 1 day, 2 days, these people will come and fill this first page. Your application will be on the 4th page here. You'll never get a job. Okay, thanks, Chiche. So let's see who is there. So let's give the floor to Quinta. Shay, we tried to get you last time. Maybe there's a problem with your... Okay, Shay, are you here now? Yeah. Shay, I saw your mic is on now. Please go ahead.
Yes, thank you very much for the presentation.
You're welcome.
So I wanted to ask, because I was reading and they said that when you have a client on Upwork, I was reading somewhere, so you should never go with the client out of Upwork. So I was trying to ask, if you have skills, maybe that you'll be dealing with clients that you'll be doing maybe some remote job on their machine. Do Upworks have tools that you can do that through Upworks, or how do you handle such situations? I just wanted to ask.
Okay, your question is interesting. So the first thing is, out of Upwork means that you met this customer online, you started talking with him, then soon you people write to yourselves, like discuss that, guys, I'll not pay you directly through Upwork because Upwork cuts a fee to maintain the platform. Give me your personal bank account. and give me your personal phone number. Let's do this thing back. That's the word. So now, which means that you guys will just, now you've left Upwork. You're now dealing yourself directly. You can even say, Master, I'll do this thing for $1 per hour for you. So that is one thing. That's what you're not supposed to do. You should not take the customer out of Upwork. So if a customer posts a job and tells you that, call me on my normal phone number or call me on this, let's talk, don't do that. Write only on the Upwork. If not, you'll be disqualified. That's one. The second thing is that Upwork is one of the top. Why? Because it has systems. There's something they call time tracker. You install it in your machine. As you are working, it is taking screenshots of your screen every, I don't know, it's every 5 minutes or every how many minutes or so. It is snapping what you're doing and sending it to the client. And that job is the most secure because whether you like it or the client like it or not, you must pay per hour. It's not debatable. You can debate that, no, you deliver the project that was paid fixed. Let's say we have a project of $100 for the project. And then maybe he might say, no, I'm not satisfied, change this. But if I've worked 1 hour, $100, I work 1 hour, work 1 hour. There's no explanation that, no, I did not work well, unless the screen caught me doing something else with my machine. So you have to keep your screen machine only on the task because it can take you pictures at surprising moments. So as soon as the screen doesn't catch you doing something else within that 1 hour, there's no debate. The guy must pay you, whether you finish the job or not. So they have a very good system to protect the freelancer. That's one of the reasons why it's number one. Are you satisfied with the answer?
Yeah, to add to that, Upwork also has the possibility for you to schedule Zoom calls within Upwork, and they also have their own video call service. Because
Yeah,
I understand where his question is going. Like I do take support on Upwork, and there are times when you need to log in onto the client's computer. So you and the client can agree on the software to use. At times I use TeamViewer. At times I use AnyDesk, or the clients just need to share their screen and we explain to them what they need to do. But the most important thing is that your payments should always be on Upwork. Your payments shouldn't go out of Upwork, and don't exchange personal contacts on the chat, but people can use third-party tools to help you facilitate your work.
Okay.
Just to add,
it depends. Yeah, go ahead.
In case you don't know, if you share personal information in the chats, they can easily detect that, and what will happen is they will suspend your account, because I know someone that has happened to. So if you share personal info in the chats, like telling the client to go out of Upwork, then like take payments out of Upwork, then you should know that they will likely suspend your account.
Thank you. Yeah.
And I want to add something. Another platform like freelancer.com too, they refuse links in chats. So any link you are sending in the chat is being banned. The links have been refused in the chat. So long as the link has some kind of format, then they will just refuse it. So full links have been refused there. So that's just it. Some informations are not allowed to be shared depending on the platform.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, that's good. So again, if you are like a photographer, somebody who's doing photography or filming or going and doing a video, you go and do that. You will not have the time tracker. You just come and put in the amount manually. I've worked with customers where we agree. I say, okay, I did this job, so I did it for 10 hours. The customer says, okay, put the 10 hours. I'm going to validate it. So all in all, it's just to communicate and have an understanding. So, but that's just the kind of thing that you should do. So I say photographer or somebody going to shoot a video clip or movie or wherever, he will not have no time tracker on his camera. So it's just an example of that. Coordinate with your client. Coordinate with your client, and everything will be fine. Okay. So I think we are getting long. We are going longer, and you guys seem to have so many questions. So maybe we should just say, I don't know, another time. because we don't also want to take up much of your time. And we want to also be able to allow you to go on with your other activities. And then you have our contacts. We are now connected. So if there's no other thing again, we can, I don't know, call it a day. I don't know. It's okay. Is it okay for everyone? Okay, good. So, Dr. Chu, it's okay? Okay, good, good. I hope you guys learned something. Any feedback? You guys learned something? Did somebody learn something? Will it help you guys? Okay. Okay, good. Okay, so somebody is saying, great session. Okay, I asked Steve, much knowledge acquired. Okay, fine, thank you. Okay, good. Okay, so that's great. That's great. Okay, fine. So I think we can call it a day.
Thank you guys for showing up. Thank you. I mean, I learned a lot too along these lines. Thank you, everybody, for the questions and the comments. Thank you, Cyril, for taking the lead.
Okay, thank you, guys. Thank you also our guys for taking up your freelance time to be here, Chiche and Fun. I know normally you guys are always busy. I know we struggled yesterday to have a meeting because of projects that you guys are working on. Thanks so much. You guys are really doing a good job. And I know it's really, most of the things you're doing is from your freelance work. So it's your own work. So I'm really impressed by that. And I would like to say thanks to you all also who participated and shared your questions, Steve, everybody who participated. And we hope that you guys can also be able to apply some of these things and tomorrow take care of your families and also be able to grow and we keep moving together. So time to time, when we have chance, we'll come out and share one or two things with you guys. It might be all of us, might be more people, might be some of us, but let's just keep pushing. Okay, so for me, it's thanks for me. Dr. Chu.
Yes, thank you. So I think the idea behind doing this also was to just create more awareness about our data science and data analytics course, which Cyril and I are putting together. So if anybody is interested, you can always feel free to reach out to any of us or both of us. So, and obviously it's not only for that purpose, but at least, you know, this kind of seminar is very beneficial for us and for the community. Thank everybody for being here.
Okay, thanks
Thank you,
so
guys.
much. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.